Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching today. I know if you've seen the last few videos here, you know that I'm building something over here that I'm super excited about. And it is a collective of women entrepreneurs who are serious about helping other women entrepreneurs build influence so that they can build more wealth and build more power. Today, I'm going to introduce you to Marie Mack. She is the co-founder of Powerful Online Partnerships. And this is where they help entrepreneurs build strategic relationships that actually move the needle in their business. This looks like intentional introductions, collaborations, the kind of community that we're honestly building over here too. So it was a natural fit. I really wanted her in this room because she literally she's writing the book, essentially, the book on how to do partnerships the right way. She's joining the collective, the Empowered Women's Guide to Influence, as a founding member, and I just can't be happier about this. By the way, we're actively finalizing founding members in the collective this month, which is April 2026. And if you are interested in learning more about it, go ahead and click on the link that's going to be below this video to get on a call with me. It's no pressure. I just want to talk to you, see what you're up to, what you're about, and then we can decide together whether it looks like you're a good fit for the rest of the collective. Okay, so now let's meet Marie. Hi, Marie.
Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I am too. I am too. Before I jump into some actual real questions, I just want to ask a little bit about like what is it that you really want people to know about you?
Yeah, as you said, I am the co-founder of Powerful Online Partnerships. My amazing business partner is Anne Marie, and we have been supporting online businesses for the last 5 years, doing really amazing partnership deals inside of the community. I started this journey as a person who was supporting others, creating summits, giveaways. I'm sure if you've been in the online world, you remember a time where we were gathering so much knowledge into one little event. And these hosts needed a lot of support. They needed people who could bring people together, really present it in a beautiful way. And I tapped into some of my operational brain and then how much I loved people and just help get that message out there. So I've been in this online industry. I started with Anne Marie 5 years ago. I started all of this in 2018. So I've been around for a little bit. I absolutely love this. This is the passion that I keep coming back to. And I'm excited that it is still a very solid foundation for so many businesses to grow and yeah, work together. So,
That's amazing. It's funny, we both started, I guess, the same year because 2018 was when I went full time in my own
yeah,
business. Wow, we've
I
been in the
Isn't
same
that
time
funny?
frame. Yeah.
It is interesting. I know we have questions to answer, but it's like how people's paths move along and about how we didn't really even know each other at that point, but like our stories align and we find each other at a certain point in history. And it feels like you're at home when you connect with people like
Oh,
that.
100%. I just love what you guys do.
Thanks.
So you've built this business around partnerships and introductions and community and all that stuff. What keeps you doing this? Like, why do you get up in the morning every day and want to dive right in again?
Oh, I love this so much. I would say most days I hear from somebody who's, hey, you introduced me to so, and now we're doing something big, right? We're creating a book together. We've put together a podcast. We are now working in a space where we're supporting in a bigger way. And that just warms my heart. Most of them are women. They are connected to other women. They're creating momentum because they're working together. They see collaboration as a power tool, not a competition. And it sounds crazy, but that's what fills me up every day. And I'm so thankful that I'm connected with so many women who take the extra step to come back to me and say, that introduction changed something for me. And it's the fuel that says, yes, let's do it again. And then in our own world, we're connecting with so many different businesses and seeing how they are doing partnerships in a different way, in a more authentic way, in a more intentional way. And it's like that message has to get out there. So it's twofold. We get the feedback that things are working. And then, yeah, we need to continue to train out there because there are people who I feel like maybe were taught differently. And I won't say different is bad, but I just don't see how it's working well for them. And if they don't know any different, just like our kids, we were talking about our kids a little earlier, right? Just like our
Mhm.
kids, we need to guide them, we need to show them. And if we have knowledge, it's up to us to share it. So I just think about that out there in the world, and people can accept as they need to. There's no pressure in it. It's just saying, hey, did you know that you could do this something different? And if they're like, oh man, I didn't know, then that's just the power out there.
I love that. And I think what really struck me earlier on when I decided to form this collective was that I feel like women in particular do have a different way of doing business if they lean
Mm.
into it. And it's a natural, and I don't want to go like down this idea of like feminine, masculine. I'm not talking about that. I'm really talking more about like this, I don't know, the way that we collaborate, right? Like we are more natural at community building typically and that type of thing. So I feel like if we can just take what we do really well and then use that to build our businesses, we're going to be happier and it's going to go faster, right? Instead of trying to
Yep.
do things the way that we've been taught in the past about how business is supposed to be done.
Yes, 100%. I love that. And I think it's funny because when people test that out, like in their own business, when they test out, what if I just did it the way I wanted to? They're like, this works. This is exciting. This is the thing I'm supposed to be doing. And I've found that so many times because I see other successful people and I'm like, I'm going to try it that way. No wonder it doesn't work. I'm trying to wear somebody else's shoes. Like they're in a size 10, I'm in a size 8. Like it doesn't work. It's never going to work. And so we have to find our own rhythm in that and then be excited about it and be confident in it and be know like you'll get that intuition hit if you know you're in the right spot. And that's why we have to keep encouraging people to step up, step out, be bold in what they're doing, and be confident that their message is going to get out there if they're sitting in their own truth. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yep.
Uh,
And tell me, what do you think? Because since you're in this partnerships game, what do you think people get wrong about how to do partnerships in a way that works?
yeah. So first, like we were just talking about, doing it the way somebody else said you're supposed to do it, that doesn't always feel aligned. A lot of people that we work with, they've been told over and over again, use other people's audiences, right? OPA, there's an acronym
Hmm.
out there about
Hmm.
it. Use other people's audiences. If you just connect with somebody, they'll promote your stuff, you'll make millions of dollars. It doesn't really work that way. And anybody that is in relationship-based marketing is what Anne Marie and I are in. They understand that it's about the trust that's out there between people. It's not that if I just say, hey, Melissa, my stuff, you're going to be like, yes, of course. That doesn't work like that. We are working together because we've developed a relationship and we trust each other and we are moving in that. So, what was before, now I'll say 2020, 2021, the industry was like that. You could get on a call and say, hey, promote my lead magnet. Great, I'll promote your lead magnet. We'll all win. And there was that reciprocal that could start really fast. What we did as an industry is we burnt out the people who we were promoting. We burnt out the list, the email list. We burnt out our community because we were just shoving all this unvetted knowledge out there to them in hopes that they would come back to us because somebody was doing the same. And we created a trust recession. So, trust recession is everywhere, but it is also in our industry. And that's what happened. That's what I saw happen in partnerships. It was just like everybody burnt the list. And now you'll see partners are like, nope, I'm not doing this at all. And they think that it doesn't work at all because of the past. And in my opinion, it was a trust recession and we didn't develop relationships. So that's why we're doing partnerships differently. We're seeing about how relationships are there, the long-term strategic relationships that we want to create between businesses, and then get creative about how we're doing that. It doesn't have to be the list swap thingy that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be the 45-minute intros. And if you've done partnerships before, you know what I'm talking about. You've been to that networking call that just was like, oh, I gotta hear 70 people say something for 35 seconds.
Yes.
Like, oh, it's so icky. So that was the past. And the future and where we are now are relationships and having communication and talking to people and being confident when you're supporting somebody and having less people that you're doing more for. Does that help?
Yes. Yes. That's the thing.
Yes.
And you know what's really funny is that what you're describing, I bought into that too.
Yeah.
Totally. And it was like, oh no, I just need more and more lists and all the things. And man, what I found is that many times the people that I was working with as a partner, they weren't holding their end of the bargain up, for example,
Mm,
right? Or we never went back and figured out whether it was even like fruitful for either one of us, follow up and things like that. And no, I didn't develop close enough relationships because I was taught that get in front of as many people as you possibly can because it's all about the numbers.
yeah.
Ah, so frustrating. Is there anything that you're seeing in the space with women entrepreneurs specifically that now that you're seeing this trust recession, we're changing the way that we're doing business and things like that, but what specifically is going differently or maybe you see as the trend that's going to be helpful for women entrepreneurs specifically?
Yeah. So we've talked about it just a little bit, right? Having intentional conversations, also being very aware about what you're asking for, and then being bold enough to say no to somebody who doesn't fit. And
It's
this is
hard.
something that we teach. It is hard. It is
Hard.
hard. And then at the same time, I'll give you a little bit of mindset, and I bring this into our community all the time, is we do that person a disservice if we say yes and we're not really fully behind it. And when that happens, we've taken a space that they feel like they need to fill, and we've said, sure, we'll do that for you. We're not giving them the opportunity to go out there and find their actual fit. So every time we say yes to something we're not 100% behind, we're doing that other person a disservice. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
And so, as women, it's important for us to go and really know what we're asking for. And that's some introspection. That's working with people like you. Hey, talk to me about what does my brand look like? What does my offer look like? How do I need to present myself? What am I actually asking for? And doing some introspection before having those intentional conversations with others. And then you and I have talked about this too, right? There's a right person for the collective. We don't want people that are outside of that because it does a disservice to the entire group. And that's okay. That's good for everybody. And so I think that as women, we just need to lean into that and to know that is a service for others to say, this is the thing that I'm looking for, and the other things are no. And then also to have conversations. Like, you don't know until you start getting on calls with people. When you start saying it aloud over and over again, it'll fit and it'll feel right. And your gut will tell you that, yep, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is the right place. Or you can get into a room, maybe a connection room or a networking event, and be like, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm in the wrong spot, and that's okay. I am so excited. I get so excited when I can disqualify a room, right? Because I don't
Ha.
need to be there. I don't need to spend my time. I don't need to go and do follow up. I don't need to do any of that. I can take my time to the rooms that I have qualified. And those rooms are intentional, they're small, they're intimate, they're awesome. They're women who are doing the same thing. And it gets me excited about it. So those are some different kind of thoughts and aspects to it, but it's so important because we're holding the truth and we're growing a certain type of mindset as women that if we, not to say everything's on our shoulders, but we can do our part. We can do our part to be bold in it.
I love that you said that for so
Yeah.
many reasons. It's we as women, I think, and that's why I said it's hard for us to say no sometimes. This is again conditioning that we've had as we grew up. But when you frame it that way, what you're basically saying is this: no can be a win
Yes.
for everybody. So thank you for saying that because it actually is a little bit of an aha, like a nuance for me. So appreciate that. So
Yeah.
when you and I were talking and we've known each other for a little while and we got back on a call, not having talked in a while. And when I shared what we were doing here with the collective, you instantly got it, right?
Hmm.
And you were like, you said yes, like very quickly. So what was it specifically about what we're doing over here that made you say, let's do this, I'm in?
Yeah. So my biggest thing is obviously collaboration, right? We love to get together. I am confident I can't make this shifts in the world by myself. I just can't do it. And I am intentional with where my space is. We've already talked about that. I'm intentional where my time goes. And when you were talking about the goal of the collective, the people that were going to be in there, the impact that we wanted to make, that was my home. Like you just described exactly where I needed to be. And so it was an easy yes because of that, because I'm sure other people feel the same way. It will take me forever to push this boulder up the mountain by myself. But I know if we get more and more hands, it becomes lighter. And it's like the all boats rise with the tide, like all of those things, every analogy you've ever heard, it's true. It is true. And when we spend our time in the right place, we make that impact happen. But we have to like link arms, we have to do it together. And it's a mission that I've had in my mind for a while. I just didn't solve for how I was going to do it. So, of course, you said it. I was like, oh, yeah, the universe brings you the exact people, the exact moments, the exact groups that you need when you put it out there into the world. So, yeah, it was easy. Yes, for me, Melissa.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that it was.
Yes.
This is amazing. Where can people find you so they can get connected and maybe become part of your world, your pop circle?
Yes, absolutely. So I am on LinkedIn, Marie Mack on LinkedIn. I look just like this on LinkedIn. And we'll have the links, I'm sure. And then powerfulonlinepartnerships.com. That is our website. It's a great place to learn a little bit more about myself and Anne Marie. And then, of course, you can reach out and just say hello, and I will be glad to get on a call.
Amazing. Yes, I will definitely include the links in the notes. And guys, go connect with Marie. She's amazing. She and Anne-Marie have such an amazing energy, and their community is wonderful people inside of that community. So connect with her. And listen, if what we're talking about here is interesting to you, as I said at the top here, the link to get on a call with me is going to be somewhere around here in the video. And we are filling spots actively right now. So it's really a good time for you to reach out right away. All right, so we'll see you next time with the next gal that I'm going to be featuring here shortly. Bye.